Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Today I've got a couple items of new makeup that I want to play with and just do a kind of chatty, little bit get ready with me, a little bit giving you a heads up of some big videos that I've got coming up. So let's start with this Korean brand Snail Repair Intensive BB Cream with SPF 50 plus PA+++. So that means it's really effective at UVA and UVB blockage. This is a Korean brand, got it off of Amazon. Actually first heard about it from Mandy Lee. She's adorable. If you don't know her channel, it's Mandy with a Y, L-E-A. And here's what the product looks like. Okay, this is a pump bottle, which I really like. And it's a BB cream, but when she used it, it went on like a really good medium coverage foundation. So I was really curious because it sounds like a hybrid of skincare and foundation with SPF thrown in. And of course, I'm not relying on that SPF. I put separate SPF on, but I'm just trying to see what shade I got it in. I have no idea. Oh, number 27. It's weird. They're like 4 shades. And of course, because it's a Korean product, their shade range tends to be really limited. So I'm curious to see what this looks like on me, what the shade is. Let's get into it. Like I said, I've got some big videos that I'm excited about. I want to chat with you about. So I'm going to start with, that's 2 pumps. I'm going to go ahead, 3 pumps. So you can see it's quite, there we go, quite thick. I'm just doing it with my fingers because, I mean, it's a BB cream, so it shouldn't need sponge or foundation. You can see before I start rubbing it in, not great, but as I'm rubbing it in, it certainly is blending in nicely. And since I'm rubbing down here in what I call my jowl area, I'm going to be real honest with you all. When I go back and I'm editing my videos and when I look down, what I see is this, and it bothers me. So I have a consultation next week at a plastic surgeon's office. I am not entertaining the idea of any kind of plastic surgery. However, I am curious. I've heard lots of good things about RF microneedling, that's radio frequency plus microneedling, that can tighten. All therapy is another option that might just tighten and give me a little lift in this area. But like I said, I want to go talk to the experts, someone with lots and lots of practice. So I have that appointment next week, and it is certainly a journey that I will include you on. Okay, except for the fact that I am still super shiny, I am liking the coverage that this is giving me.
Hi.
So, hi, I'm shooting.
Sorry, I didn't realize that.
No worries.
I'm Earth.
Okay, so yeah, if we get really close, it is super shiny. But having said that, it's good coverage. And I like how it's evened my skin tone. Okay. I set it using the Pretty Vulgar setting powder. I did some contour and some blush. You know, from a distance it's okay, except, you know, you saw I didn't put on any concealer, and I don't like how it's wrinkling under my eyes. And I gotta say that close up, I am not loving how it looks. I feel like it's highlighting my pores and my texture, and so yeah, that's kind of a fail. Maybe I could sheer it out with some moisturizer. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. If you watched my BoxyCharm unboxing, you saw I got this KAB Cosmetics palette, and that there were some, let me get that protector out of there, some pretty and interesting colors. And also during the VIB sale, I picked up this Crease set from Sephora. So I want to try those brushes, see if they're any good. And then I have a boatload of the Marc Jacobs eyeliners that I picked up during the VIB sale that I haven't used yet. And just going the totally opposite end of the scale, I've got an e.l.f. brow pencil that I've been using for a while, but I haven't shared with you. So let's, I'm going to get a wipe out because I'm going to swatch these eyeshadows. Since with a brand new palette, that's the first thing I like to do. Rather than going right to my eyes, I want to know what the heck I'm dealing with. What are the colors really like? Because we know sometimes they look different when you swatch them than they do in the pan. And since they're organized in threes, let's just start at one end and work our way across. So these, all right. So, all right. Clearly, that is a nice shade I'll probably use all over my lid. That Sunset goes on much more sheer than it looks in the palette. And then that halo is that kind of pinky lavender. All right, so I know just from doing that, Naked is gonna go all over my eyes, and that Sunset I might use as a topper. And I don't know if I'm going to go into that lavender halo color, but it's pretty. Moving on to the next three. All right. This one is Georgia Peach. So that could serve as a really light crease color. Burnt Orange. That would definitely be something I would use on my outer corner, my lower lash line. And then Twinkle Twinkle. That would be a nice topper for that other purpley shade from the first set. This column definitely looks like dark. So, all right, this shade looks much darker in the palette, Golden Hour, than it does on. Then this is Dawn and Terracotta. So those are both mattes. Again, those would be outer corner, lower lash line. Not really feeling it for today's look, but good to know for future reference. Here we have a column that is all shimmers. So Stella, Luna, and Dusk. And again, that Luna, it looks really, really dark in the pan, but when you swatch it, it's considerably lighter. That was really pretty. Okay, second to last column. Sand, that actually is going to be a much better crease color. Moon Dust, that reminds me of a Natasha Denona shade. And Burgundy, that's kind of pretty. Is that as light as it? No, I'm looking at my monitor down here. So when I turn it around and look at it, yeah, Moon Dust is not like anything like the Natasha Denona color I thought it was, and that Burgundy is quite dark. Actually, a lot of these colors are reminding me of what I would like to see in the fall, not so much for late spring into summer. And the last column, okay, Starlight, Midnight, that's pretty, and Cocoa, a nice deeper brown matte color. So in all honesty, all I figured out was my all over color and my crease color. No idea what I'm going to do for like the interesting stuff, but we will figure it out. So what else have I got going on that I want to chat with you about? Sorry, just looking at the brushes. Okay, here's a nice big flat shader brush that I'm going to go and use that, the Naked, and do all over. Last week at this time, I was in the middle of doing the Prolon 5-day fast mimicking diet. And it was so interesting, and I am definitely going to be sharing that with you. You can look for that probably not next week, but the second week of June. That was so interesting. I need to do a little bit more research on the information that I want to share with you. Okay, I'm going to say that Naked shade, at least on my skin, certainly is. It just gave me a really nice base. The brush seemed fine. I'm curious to use it in a little more technical application. I am going in with, do these have numbers? Yeah, names. Precision Point Blending Brush. Well, I'm going to use their Precision Point Blending Brush actually for doing my crease because it feels like that's about right. Going in with that sand shade. The other thing that I did a couple months ago that I need to share with you is I had cool sculpting done. I had my lower back and, as they say, my flanks, my sides done. And I am going in this afternoon to get my after photos done. And then again, I will definitely be sharing that with you. So that's kind of exciting. I am very curious to see their pictures. I tried taking some pictures. Yeah, not so much. So, so we've got that going on. All right. So, brushes, they seem to be performing okay. They're not the softest things that I've ever worked with, but that, so what I will try to have a coherent thought and get it all to come out. What that is saying to me is perhaps this is really, really nice eyeshadow because these mattes are going on very nicely, or the brushes aren't as bad as I think they are, or perhaps both. So let's pick out one of those fun colors. You know what? I am going to try that halo color. Why not? That kind of lavender. And I'm going to go back to that same brush that I used, that I did the Naked out of. I'm just going to grab some on one side of the brush and do it over the inner 2/3 of my lower eyelid. And that is really super sheer. Okay, which is good. Can I tell you truthfully, the first thing I think of when I see this color, when I was a little girl, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and I would go visit my grandmother in a very small town in western Minnesota. The local kind of coffee shop kind of restaurant we would go to was called The Crown. And there was a waitress at The Crown who wore lavender. She was a little heavy set and bright lavender eyeshadow from her lash line to her brows. Oh my gosh, she was quite a statement. So when I saw this, I had flashbacks. All right, and that sunset. I want to go in with that sunset over the top of that, and I'm just using my finger. I didn't really want to play up the purple, but I did want to give it some shimmer and interest. Okay, yeah, that's pretty. I'm trying to think here. I'm curious. Okay, they have an angle brush, which is good. I'm going to dip into that Midnight. Just get a little bit of that and start with my lower lash line. Get a little bit more. Okay. It is a very, very fine brush. You could do very detailed work with this. But it is taking then a little bit more, there we go, to actually build it up under my lower lash line. And again, it is a stiff, stiff brush. You do not want to slip with this brush and stab yourself in the eye. Okay, I'm kind of loving how that plummy purple is making my eyes pop green. Love that. Let's get a little bit of that here on the upper lash line, at least try to. I picked up a little bit more eyeshadow with the side of this brush just to try to lay down some more color. And do the same thing over here. All right, so we talked Prolon, we talked consult at plastic surgeon's office, we talked Cool Sculpt. I think those are the really big ones we've got coming up. You know, I'm gonna guess that a lot of you are Angie Hot and Flashy fans. I know I certainly am. And today, the day that I'm shooting this, which is the Friday before Memorial Day, she just put up an update on the Omnilux, the LED face mask that she has been using. And I ordered that. Man, she did that video. I had been using the Dr. Dennis Gross one, but the way it sat on my face, it didn't do right down here where I'm now having kind of these jowl issues. So I got the Omnilux one, and I've been using it for 3 months. I didn't do before pictures. I'm gonna go look because I do end up taking so many pictures of my face that maybe I've got something from around the right time and I could kind of cobble together a before and after. But I'm curious if you want to hear about my experience with the Omnilux. I have the face and then the neck and décolleté one. All right, hold on here. Let's talk pencils. Since I love that pop of purple, I am going in with this one. This is the Plumage one. And I tightline. Yes, I wear contacts, so I've got no problem taking the pointy thing and going right into my eyes with that. I realize that if you are not a contact wearer, you might want to work a little more slowly, certainly with a more close mirror than I am doing now. Pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. And let's do a little bit of the lower lash with this one, which is Jazzberry. All right, and just gonna tight line my lower lash line. You know, tight line is where I'm going between my lashes and my waterline, my eyeball. And that's one of the reasons why I realize, am I on camera? There we go, sorry. Why I really like these Marc Jacobs gel eyeliners is they stay. They don't migrate to my contacts. They don't disappear into the ether. They stay. Okay. This e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil Was not expensive because it's an e.l.f. product. I can't tell you whether it was $1, $2, $3. If I had to say, I think it was $3. It's a twisty. And I am just going in with a light hand, filling in a bit, and then I try to do one swipe out to the outer edge. I don't spend a ton of time on my brows. I know some people do. It's just not my jam. Okay, there we go. I like it. I think it does the job nicely. It wears well. Yeah. Okay. Oops, I think I just smushed the wrong end. Yeah, and I'm gonna get in my car and drive in a little bit. So that'll be fun. Okay, nice, good. What end goes where? I've got no clue. So let me shoot it with Urban Decay All Nighter, my holy grail setting spray. Got a lot on. And while that is drying down, let's hit it with the fave. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Y'all said that yes, you wanted to see the big mascara showdown between this Maybelline The Falsies, Pat McGrath, the Fetish Mascara. This is not quite dry enough yet. And Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. Because I feel like the Maybelline is a really good hybrid between the Pat McGrath Fetish Mascara, gives me lashes a mile long, and Charlotte's Full Fat Lashes really do give me lush lashes. And I feel like this Maybelline gives me really lush lashes that are super long. All right. This is the one that I picked up at Marshall's, and you know, it's been a couple of months and it's already, I can just feel it's getting clumpy and dried out. So I think the product that was there was quite old. So maybe that is exactly why it was there. So I do have a brand new one that I picked up at Target. What I think is interesting though, oh, I just got some on my contact. What I think is interesting is one of the Targets I went to had new packaging for this, but the Target where I bought it did not have the new packaging. So I hope that is not an issue. And there we go. One more coat on this side, and we're gonna call it good. There's a hair hanging there. So, thanks for hanging out with me. My initial thoughts on this KAB palette, I certainly like the look that I got today. It feels like good quality. I'm gonna say though that this is something I'm gonna need to remember that I own this fall. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I am so close to 500. Do that YouTubey thing. Send me over 500. Have a fantastic day.